New experience, if you will, of Bikesmith Studios. This is the front windows, and we happen to have Mr. Greg Lyons of the Louisiana Tech School of Music and one of the founders, originators, if you will. New Music on the Bayou 2021. Greg, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. It's great to be here.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have some fun. We're going to get people all educated up on what New Music on the Bayou is, and have them experience what you and Mel Mobely, and he's on his way over here, right?
That's right, yeah.
All right, so take us back to the beginning, the innovation of this concept, because it is truly a, 3 days and actually 8 locations this year. Go back to the beginning.
Right. So in 2016, Mel and I decided to start this festival. We both teach at different universities. He's at the University of Louisiana at Monroe, and I was at Louisiana Tech. So we'd already collaborated and got to become friends and performers together. But we didn't have in our area anything like this. And so both he and I had experienced similar festivals around the country, and we thought, okay, it seems like we should just make this happen. We've got so many wonderful faculty members here and great resources, and so it just kind of took off from there.
New Music on the Bayou is going to take place, I was going to say 30 miles from each other in 3 days, but it's even more because you really go out to a neat location, is the Black Bayou National Wildlife Refuge. But before we get, you're also going to go to a location right over there, Ruston Artisans. But before even all that, you had a call for artists. Now these artists come in not only from the region, but also locally here, but also around the world.
That's right. Every year it's definitely grown, but we envisioned when we first did it in 2016 that mostly composers from Louisiana and nearby states would apply to this and then drive in for a day or two for the festival. But we were shocked when, and even in our very first year, we had submissions from all over the country. And this year we had submissions from around 150 composers from all over North and Central America, Europe, Asia, Australia. And out of those 150, we selected 50, and they're going to be, about half of those will be here in person, and the other half will be participating virtually.
All right, it's a 3-day art and more music. Is it art? It's dance too. There's dance in there, so but mostly music, right?
Yeah, mostly. There will be some works for video, but we're going to also have choreography on a couple of pieces. But yeah, mostly music.
Before we get into the dates and locations, newmusiconthebayou.com, newmusiconthebayou.com is the landing page to get all the information you need to know. Know this, that A, it's free, and if folks have concerns and they don't want to get out in public, that's fine as well. Something new this year, they're all going to be on a YouTube, correct? Which YouTube page?
Right. We have the New Music on the Bayou YouTube channel where we've set up already our live streams. And so if you just go to, just do a search for us on YouTube, you'll find us, and you can click on each individual concert as they go live.
This thing always blows my mind because I try to get a grip on it, and what I do, you'd want to distill complex information into memorable moments that people can remember so that they can go. But this is modern music, this is extensive, this is in-depth, this is going to be the 5th one, but at the same time, Greg, when people show up, give us the takeaway, because I'm overwhelmed with how far and wide that New Music on the Bayou reaches around the globe.
Right. I think it is overwhelming. I'm sure for some of the participants who just pop in and maybe attend one concert, we encourage everyone to go to as many concerts as they can, and even come to some of the things that are out, not just concerts, but we have presentations by our composers, and we also will have just
all next week.
And it's all on June 3rd through 5th.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, you have presentations from composers and
those are actually built into the festival.
I got you.
So when we're not having a concert, there'll be something else going on. Maybe it's an open rehearsal or a flash presentation, and all of that is free and open.
And you all get together to rehearse, as you say. I mean,
right, yeah.
50 different composers and musicians?
Right, we've got about 30 performing musicians, and this year most of those are local performers,
right.
But we've also included quite a few from outside the area this this year just due to instrumentation needs. And so yeah, we'll just be there for the first time rehearsing. Of course, many of us haven't been rehearsing live with one another for the last year either, so that's going to be a very unique and memorable moment for us all.
Awesome. We're talking with Greg Lyons, and this is episode 1, New Music on the Bayou 2021. Help us help them. Simply help push the message out. Tell others about it on the social media platforms where we are right now. And then the website is the newmusiconthebayou.com. Again, I don't know if you heard this concept. It resonates with me there, Greg. But, cities, and a matter of fact, even Louisiana Tech, is coming from vertical down to horizontal. So the city of Monroe, West Monroe, Ruston, is a horizontal city, and this bridges it. I mean, you're combining 2 campuses, multiple locations, indoor as well as outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
And
right. Yeah, we've got a lot of different locations in both regions. We wanted to, one of the main ideas behind this festival was to take this music off of our campuses and out into our communities.
Right.
And so we thought let's find some of those really unique venues in our 2 cities that we can highlight and spotlight and collaborate with other artists. Like you mentioned, we go to a lot of art galleries. We're going to be at the Biedenharn Museum and Gardens, the Black Bayou National Wildlife Refuge, the Monroe Downtown Gallery Crawl on June 3rd. So there's a lot of opportunities for spillover and cross-pollination among the artists there.
What's the feedback? I mean, I know last year was a hiatus because of all of the COVID cacophony, but takeaways from the very first year to, because obviously this is growing in reputation.
It seems that way. We, like I said, we've been delighted by the growth every year in terms of the number of interested composers, and many composers who return. They submit again, even though they've already been here, they've already had a work submitted, but they're interested to come back. They love meeting the wonderful people of North Louisiana and just getting to see what we have to offer culturally.
Sure enough. It's all free. New Music on the Bayou 2021. Information, newmusiconthebayou.com, newmusiconthebayou.com. The rehearsal spaces, have they been listed yet? Because we have. When we return, we're going to do another episode when Mel gets here and go through the website for all of the locations. It's a 3-day, but also prior to that, I would dare think, Greg, the rehearsals are going to be happening next week before the, right?
Well, what we wanted to do was, since a lot of our performers are coming from maybe just outside of the area, we thought let's try to structure, and we've always had our rehearsals structured within the 3 days of the event.
Okay.
And that means that we'll start before a concert, we'll have a rehearsal, and anyone from the public is invited and encouraged to attend those, because our composers will be working with the performers in person to kind of make sure everything is exactly right and just have some kind of feedback so you can be a part of that process and see how it goes on.
No tickets required, admission free at all of the venues. We're going to come back and do a highlight, a rundown on the list, and go over the website for you in a tutorial. And I like to even go one up on that, Greg, make it a 3-torial. But with Mel here, it'll be a 4-torial.
It will.
And, well, for the sake of those, before we go, and tell folks what you do. You not only teach, but you're a performer.
Yes, I am a performer. I teach at Louisiana Tech University, and I perform as a solo percussionist and with a variety of chamber groups and regional orchestras, and so it's a great life. I'm very lucky.
Sure enough. Greg Lyons, our guest here on Rick's Mix Community Radio, the ATL, all things local, all things Lincoln, all things Louisiana Tech, and all things Louisiana, here on the Rick's Mix Community Radio.